Hi everyone, my name is Chief Nathaniel Okenwa. Today I'm going to talk and discuss about modern day slavery. We all know what slave trade is. Slave trade is simply known as capturing, buying, selling, and transportation of human beings from one place to another for commercial business purposes. The Great Britain abolished slave trade in 1807. United States of America abolished slave trade in 1808, while Brazil abolished it in 1888. But today, there's something I call modern day slavery. And this modern day slavery is caused by our African leaders. In the past, we all know that the major slave masters in the past were Westerners. Countries like Portugal, America, Great Britain participated in slave trade, and their captive were Africans. But today, the major cause of slave trade in Africa is African leaders, the African government, the politicians, and some Westerners. So today I'm going to discuss about some factors that cause this modern day slavery. First of all, I'm going to define what I understand as modern day slavery. Modern day slavery is free will movement of people from one location to another in search of a better opportunities in life, and ended up to forced labor, human trafficking, and forced marriage or domestic servitude, and so on. And these factors I'm going to discuss now are things that lead to this: someone traveling for a better life and ending up finding it difficult and facing a harsh condition. Number one factor is election interference. So many countries has been guilty of this election interference just because they want to be part of the major political decisions taken in that country, because of the interest and benefit that we get after, even when the interest and the decision taken is harmful to the economy of that country. Example of that is the recent concluded Hungarian election, leading to the defeat of the Prime Minister Viktor Orban, who was fully supported by the Trump administration for continuation after 16 years in power. But the people's choice said otherwise through their votes. Every 4 years of Nigerian presidential election, foreign observers like European Union Election Observation, African Union, Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, Commonwealth Observer Group, National Democratic Institute, International Republic Institute, were all sent to observe the election, but there have never been a free and fair election, and none has ever reported the election is not free and fair. Still, the outcome of election interference, when succeeded, leads to economic shambles of that country, because when a leader forces himself to the people to rule, the outcome of the leadership becomes unfavorable to the people. Forced leadership will definitely lead to forced and harsh policies in the country that is not favorable to the people. With that comes the same reason I call modern day slavery. When the economy is not okay, the people strive for survival of the fittest, moving from one place to another, free, with your own supportive of yourself, without being forced to move from one place to another for survival, ending up in a place where that is not favorable for you. That is what I call modern day slavery. Another factors that affect modern day slavery is exchange rate volatility. This can also be called currency devaluation. This is well observed in Nigeria. For example, in the past government of Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, 2015, the Naira devaluation in black market rate fluctuates from 215 to 232. And during 2016, during President Buhari, the black market fluctuated to 300 to 400. Then in 2023 to 2020s, as the current president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Naira experienced a historical depreciation, moving from 460 to 1,900. In early 2024, before stabilizing to the current rate now, which is 1,450. As this volatility occurs severally within the space of 10 years, it has a great negative impact in businesses and investors. No foreign investors would like to invest in a country where the economic is not stable. This is why you have modern day slavery. The decisions of the government that takes can lead to the modern day slavery. This currency devaluation is also affected by the international policy, such as oil price collapse between 2014 and 2016. US monetary policy, stronger dollar policy. When the USA Federal Reserve raised interest rates, the daily livelihood of common Nigerian becomes difficult for survival. So many Nigerians and Africans try to leave the country in search of a better life. These are major causes of the Nigerian Japa syndrome, where most Nigerians' profession seek for unprofessional job abroad that they cannot be able to do while in Nigeria. In the case of UK or other Western countries like Germany, you see a professional doctor in Nigeria working as a mortician in UK, or cleaner, or low paid job that you know that is not professional for his own career. This is what I call modern day slavery, because he doesn't have any option than to survive because of the harsh policies of the government. Number 3, insurgency. Insurgency is another factor of modern day slavery. In different countries in Africa, they have experienced a lot of insurgencies. Countries like Nigeria since 2009, Somalia since 2006, Cameroon since 2017 has experienced a lot of insurgency. The major cause of this insurgency is the cause of the mineral resources found in Africa. The battle of mining power. These are the major cause of these insurgencies. Africa is a continent with 54 sovereign states, 17% of world population, blessed with 10% of the global oil output. 90% of the world's platinum supply is in Africa. 90% of cobalt supply, 40% of the world's gold supply, 65% of the world diamond, 2/3 of lithium and manganese, 35% of the world's uranium, 75% of world coltan, and 90% of world chromium. They are all found in Africa. All this is what makes Africa so attractive to so many foreign countries. Every country have interest in Africa. In respect of this, insurgency happens. The native of the land try to find a better place for survival, causing to what I call modern day slavery. If the government of the people cannot protect the citizens have to find a way to protect themselves by shifting from the location of where they live to find a better place where they can live. So many Africans have died in deserts like Algeria and Libya, trying to cross in search of better life, feeling that when they cross to Europe, they will have it better. The reason for this is because of the economy, or because of the insurgency that happened in their own community. Because if there's security of life and properties, business thrives. If there's security of life and properties, life goes on. You don't have any reason to change your location. But when there's insurgency, people travel, people try to find security in different places or in different countries. Another major cause of this modern day slavery today is corruption and bad governance. In Africa, corrupt politicians are celebrated more than they should be prosecuted. Many politicians and public servants go to the extra miles by fronting their expensive lifestyle to the public. Instead of showing positiveness, leadership by example, they show negative leadership by example. Nigeria happens to be one of the longest presidential convoy in Africa. Yes. President Buhari, the past administration, happens to be one of it. And the current president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, succeeded him by having the current most longest convoy, security convoy. Some countries in Asia ban political convoy, while others put strict limits on them. Countries like Japan, Singapore, South Korea, Taiwan, China, they use low-profile motorcade and some minimum security vehicle. But in Africa, especially Nigeria, the reverse is the case, where every Nigerian wants to use convoy to. Even the SUG president of Federal University of Dutse made headlines in early 2026 on social media for moving around the campus with heavy security convoy. Many African politicians are celebrated for embezzlement instead of facing persecution. Former governor of Kogi State, Governor Yahaya Bello, faced corruption allegation charges from the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, of 80.2 billion naira. No conviction has been established on these charges till now, and this case seems to be forgotten. So many others like that still forgotten. In China, they have world's toughest anti-corruption law that leads to death penalty for bribery and embezzlement. This tough anti-corruption law have made the massive development in China, making their politicians to be by the people and for the people. And today, China has 0% rate of poverty. China also restricts extravagant lifestyle and excessive spending of their politicians. If African politicians can start to lead by example in following this Chinese tough anti-corruption law, it will bring a significant change and massive development to Africa within the space of time. Then, if African politicians or government can also stop excessive lifestyle and flaunting of wealth on social media, it can reduce a lot of pressure on African youth, especially Nigeria. Foreign countries like Switzerland, UK, United Kingdom have also played major role in encouraging and cheering our corrupt politicians. In money laundering, most of our politicians have history of embezzlement in foreign accounts, just as the case of the former head of state, Sani Abacha, in Swiss bank. Switzerland was able to return $1 billion to Nigeria after so many years of his death. And some people, other politicians like former governor of Delta State, Ibuli, which his stolen fund was discovered in so many country funds. So many of our country politicians embezzle our Nigerian money and save it inside foreign countries by investment, buying properties. These are major causes of modern day slavery. If this money can bring into the country for development, infrastructural development, agriculture, factories building, it will improve the livelihood of Nigerians and Africans as a whole. If our politicians will start investing more in Nigeria, if our politicians should start policies that will affect positiveness of a country, it will of course start being positive in the country. Today, Nigeria still struggles to have a stable electricity power supply. Say, they were a giant of Africa, no steady electricity. Still, Nigeria today is still borrowing money and money and money every time. But when you go to the news, you will see the cases of corrupt politicians of billions and billions and billions of dollars being persecuted, and after for a while, it will all gone. If Nigerians should emulate Chinese and stick to this tough anti-corruption rule, Nigeria would be a better place. And I believe that once Nigeria put a step forward, other Africans will follow. There are many more factors, but these are the ones that I'm able to put down. You can also put some of yours down in the comment section. The best way to select a good leader is to vote your conscience. Don't vote for money. Don't vote because of what you will benefit and what others will regret. Vote for what is good for the nation. Vote for a better Nigeria, for a stronger nation, for a stronger Africa. Thank you.